Onaiyekan sees signs of progress, vigor in Church in Africa. On his 80th birthday, Nigerian Cardinal Onaiyekan speaks with Vatican News about the voice of the Church in Africa, the need for peace, and his memories from 40 years as a bishop. The history of Africa over the past 40 years has been a tale of woes, according to Cardinal Onaiyekan. In fact, in many countries, things have gotten worse and worse, including my own country, Nigeria. But when looking at the life of the Church in Africa during that same time, the Archbishop Emeritus of Abuja continues, there is evidence of progress. Vigor. You can see a church, an African church, that is really making an impact. Cardinal Onaiyekan, who was in Rome for his 80th birthday on Monday, visited the offices of Vatican News, where he reminisced about his long life, including 40 years as a bishop, as well as the state of the Church in Nigeria and Africa as a whole. The Church's social doctrine, a wonderful gift of God. In an interview with Festus Tarawali, Cardinal Onaiyekan highlights the unity of the Church in Africa, especially among the bishops. In the Catholic Church, he says, we have a wonderful gift of God, which we often underestimate. We have a beautiful bundle of ideas and values the Church's social teaching, which we often underestimate. Nonetheless, it allows the African bishops to have a coherent voice when we compare ourselves to other church groups. Although that voice is not always heeded, it is always eagerly anticipated, even by non-Catholics, and always heard. The Church, says Cardinal Onaiyekan, talks about and stresses values in a world that often refuses to take values seriously. He decried political leaders who are only playing games and have no time to even start thinking of how to solve the problems of the poor people. Every life is important. Speaking of the wave of violence that is sweeping Nigeria, Cardinal Onaiyekan expresses his gratitude to Vatican Radio, Vatican News and other news agencies for highlighting the issues affecting the nation. At the same time, he expresses his concern that news reports only focus on high-profile cases, often those involving clergy, while ignoring the everyday violence that touches the lives of ordinary people. The truth must be told, he says. Nigeria is becoming very unsafe for everyone, not only Christians, and not only for religious reasons. The Cardinal insists on the need for a minimum of good governance that protects citizens, Christians, and Muslims alike. I think we should do better to bring together the horror that we all should feel that life is becoming so cheap. On the contrary, every life is important.